Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope everything is good and great and wonderful wherever you are. This video could go in like 1,000 different directions. I'm going to try really hard to stay on topic, but no promises. So I'm scatterbrained. I've got a lot going on right now. But last week, I sat and talked with a friend, a longtime friend, who has a podcast, and he asked me to be on it, and I said, sure. And it's kind of a podcast where you just kind of tell your story, right? Whatever that is. And it's a very honest discussion. And though I've told the story 1,000 times here, the nice thing about talking to him was he questioned a few things that were like, yeah, why do I think that way? I don't know. And one of those things was my perfectionism problem, which we've discussed at length on this channel in the past. And why is it there, and why does it hold me back? And I specifically wanted to talk to him about the gaming channel, which is still a plan. Like, it's still 100% a plan. I just have to get past whatever's holding me up there. And he said, well, what about, the Daily Shed? Do you think it's perfect? And I said, no. I think that's, and so he asked me, like, well, why? How are you able to create this daily imperfect thing when everything else that you want to do, you feel this need to wait until it's perfect? And I don't have that answer. And I've thought about it all week. I've literally not stopped thinking about that question. And so on top of that, I'm dealing with some health issues. Nothing, don't worry about that. And so this weekend was a very just kind of shut-in weekend. My children were off at a soccer tournament that I couldn't go to, and I was waiting on talking to doctors and such, and so my brain wasn't feeling great, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go make a freaking effort. So, my daughter asked me months ago to make her an art supplies box. And she had sent me this picture of like these 4 really shallow drawers that are made to hold colored pencils. And I said, yeah, I can make that for you. So I made some boxes or some drawers. And I think I showed you the first 2 drawers that I made. This is drawer number 3. The problem was that I discovered I had made those first 2 drawers expecting them to hold her markers, but her markers are longer than her pencils, so they wouldn't fit. So I thought, well, that really sucks. I just made 2 drawers for no reason. And yes, I'm making the drawers before making the box. Totally different thing. So then I thought, okay, no big deal. I can always cut the height of the box down, or the drawer down. The problem was I needed to make more than... I made 2. I needed to make at least 1 more drawer that was the same size. And this wasn't something that I sat down with a plan and measured into all this stuff. So I've been pondering, how the hell am I going to make another drawer the exact same size, and so that it would fit into a case that I could make, and any of the drawers could go in any of the things. And the realization that I had was, it doesn't have to be the exact same size. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, make it bigger than it needs to be, and then cut it. So the thing about it is, as a drawer, the only dimensions that matter are this one and this one. The thing that was tripping me up was, how do I get these pieces to all be the same thickness so that when it's assembled, it can all be the right size? And the answer is, it doesn't frickin' matter at all. As long as this dimension and this dimension are the same, it doesn't matter. And it was holding me back. It was really badly holding me back. And so Saturday, I was feeling horrible. I'm just not feeling good. It's just that simple. And I said, you know what? I am going to go make a drawer, and we'll see what happens. And what I realized was, I can just make the drawer bigger. Not dramatically bigger. Like, a little bit bigger than it needs to be. And then I can trim the drawers so that they're all the exact same exterior dimensions. That's exactly what I did. I made these pieces a little bit fatter than they needed to be, and then I trimmed all 3 drawers so that they were all 3 the same size. Took a little bit off the one side, a little bit off the front. Now they're all the same size. Done. And I think I did that out of frustration. It wasn't out of, The problem with the perfectionist is getting over that hump that allows you to even start. Like, it's difficult for me to start things because I get so caught up in the I don't know how to do that, I can't do that, that I can't attitude. I get so caught up in the I don't even want to start it because I don't know how to finish it. And I think that what led me to this was frustration with myself, frustration with the question of how am I able to do this daily imperfect thing and let it go and release it to the world? And the answer is I don't know. I don't know why I made an exception. I think the exception is when I started this, I had extremely limited funds. I couldn't afford a camera. I couldn't afford a microphone, so I didn't care that the audio and video was bad. But what I could control, I made an intro that I was proud of, and I made a topic list, and I stuck to that topic list for a month. And I tried really hard to have concise conversations every day, and I, let that perfectionist part of me have control. But as time marched on, I slowly began to just turn the camera on, and people gravitated towards that. They gravitated towards the realness of a dude with a camera who has no reason to be sitting here talking. I'm not a person of fame. I'm not a person that has any sort of remarkability about me. I'm just an average dad living in a small town in a quiet state. And there's absolutely no reason for me to do this. And that's the reason why I do this, right? It's because I am so hard on myself about everything else. I think this is my daily, all right, let's just do a thing and who cares? And I have to figure out how to adapt that attitude to every other part of my life. That's what I've come to accept. I have to figure out how to just say, that's good enough, and move on. And I think I achieved a little bit of that this weekend on a project. I have never attempted to attach walnut edging to plywood before and smooth it and make it right. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And it works. And it's good. It's not great. It's not perfect. It's good. That's what matters. I have to figure out how to keep doing that for my own sanity and for the sanity of everybody in my life. Because when I get stuck, it affects everybody. And I know that. And it's I'm not proud of it. And any perfectionist just wants to be proud of everything that they do. So I can't have things I'm not proud of. I have to do it correctly. That's what I'm going to do. All right, that's topic number 1. Lots of other stuff to talk about throughout the week, so I'll try to get to everything else that's on my brain right now, dump it off onto you so I can move on with my life, and you can tell me that everything's going to be okay. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and being amazing friends and wonderful people. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Alexa, tell me a random fact.
According to 2 scientists presenting at an American Astronomical Society meeting in 2013, it rains diamonds on both Jupiter and Saturn.
Rains diamonds? What's the terminal velocity of a diamond on Jupiter and Saturn?